My name is Izzat Fahmi bin Ahmad and I will explain about overview and definition of activity-based management or ABM. So ABM and activity-based costing (ABC) have brought about radical change in cost management system. The principle and philosophies of activity-based thinking apply equally to service companies, government agencies, and process industry. The acronym itself has evolved from ABC to ABCM, Activity-Based Cost Management, to ABM. And the application of ABC evolved from a manufacturing product costing orientation to a management philosophy of activity management applied in industry and organization other than manufacturing. Activity-based costing and activity-based management have been around for more than 15 years. Most forward-thinking companies have implemented them or are in the process of doing so. ABC is not a method of costing but a technique for managing the organization better. It is a one-off exercise which measures the cost and performance of activities, resources, and the object which consume them in order to generate more accurate and meaningful information for decision making. ABM draws on ABC to provide management reporting and decision making. I will say that ABM will support business excellence by providing information to facilitate long-term strategic decisions about such things as product mix and sourcing. It's a new product designer to understand the impact of different design on cost and feasibility, and then to modify their design accordingly. Okay, so we move to the next slide, which will explain about the objective or the reason why ABM existing. So the main objective of the ABM is to achieve the same level of output with a lower cost. So why have organizations turned to activity-based technique? Management practice and method have changed over the last decade and will continue to change. Organizations are moving from managing vertically to managing horizontally. It's a move from a function orientation to a process orientation. Total quality management (TQM), just-in-time (JIT), benchmarking, and business product engineering (BPR) are all examples of horizontal management improvement and initiatives. These initiatives are designed to improve an organization's work process and activity to effectively and efficiently meet or accept changing customer requirements. Okay, so management information system to track and provide information about the horizontal aspect of a business have lagged significantly behind the needs of its manager. Activity-based costing or activity-based management fills the information need by providing cost and operating informations that mirror the horizontal view. The focus of ABC is an accurate information about the true cost of product, services, process, activity, distribution, channels, customer agents, and contract. Activity-based management make this cost and operating information useful by providing value analysis, cost drivers, and performance measure to initiate, drive, or support improvement, effort, and to improve decision making. So that's all for the definition and the objective for the ABM, and we move to the next presenter.
Hi, my name is Ahmad Riza bin Ahmad Kamal, and I will be explaining to you the usefulness and the limitation of an ABM technique. Okay, there is 5 output of ABM information system that can be produced by an organization. Okay, the first output is the cost of activity and business processes. Seeing activity from the very core of what business does, the basic output of ABM system must be to provide relevant cost information about what a business does, instead of what money is spent for and by whom costs are assigned to the activities. Okay, the second information system that ABM can produce is the cost of non-value added activities. Some activities add value to a product or services, while some do not. A non-value added activity is an activity that is considered not to contribute to customer value or to the organization need. This is defined as waste. The identification of waste is valuable to management. This is crucial information output services that is focal point for the improvement effort. The third information system that can be produced by ABM is activity-based performance measures. In addition to cost information for business processes and activity, the ABM system must report information data on activity performance. Knowing the total cost of activity is insufficient to measure activity performance. Activity measure of quality, cycle time, productivity, and customer services may also require to judge the activity performance. Measuring the activity of an activities provide a scorecard to report how well improvement efforts are working as an integral part of continuous improvement. The fourth information is accurate product or services cost. Products and services are provided to markets and customers through various distribution channels or contractual relationship. Because product and services consume resource at different rates and require different level of support, cost must be accurately determined. Accurate product, service and cost information is vital for selecting the individual and segmental market where an organization compete for pricing in those markets. Accurate product and service cost information is a key information of an ABM system. The final output of ABM information system is cost drivers. A cost driver is any factor that causes a change in the cost of an activity. For example, the quality of part received by an activity is the percentage which are defective is determined factor in the work required by the activity, because the quality of part received affect the resources required to perform the activity. An activity may have cost drivers associated with it. In summary, all of these 5 basic information systems that produced by an ABM can be carried forward into company forecasting models and budgets. This will give a management a better idea of the future of the prospect of a business that will help the management to achieve its goals and objectives. Now that we have learned about the usefulness of an ABM, there is a limitation that is associated with an ABM. Firstly, since ABM is assuming all benefit and costs can be converted into monetary terms are possible, it can be ignoring the intrinsic value of the activities. For example, ABM analysis may recommend renting a shop lot with less attractive design to save the cost. However, the shop with more attractive design is having more intrinsic value compared to the less attractive design. The second one is ABM can interfere with the strategic management decision if the ABM analysis is proved to be costly in the short term, but it can be profitable in the long term. Lastly, having said that, the two of the reasons, we can conclude that ABM information cannot be used to drive all management decisions in the organizations.
Hi, I'm Muhammad Shazwan bin Yahya. Now I'm going to talk about the stage in order to implement activity-based management. Okay, the first stage in order to implement activity-based management is to have a proper planning. In this stage, it is important for our management to identify the purpose, objective and expectation for specific element of activity-based management total implementation. A proper planning should include a timeline with assigned responsibility, resources required in order to complete each stage of the implementation. Individual or team that will be responsible to complete the work assigned and a precise denotation of data collection method to be employed. The second stage is the identification of activities performed and cost drivers. The management needs to identify, evaluate, analyzing a company's significant business activity. This is due to the different activity that will be performed by an organization on a daily basis. Thus, the management needs to identify the activity that have the most impact on its finance. Cost driver is defined as the factor that cause the cost of an activity to vary. For example, in the activity of a company is to support existing products, the cost driver will be the number of the products, while if the activity is to introduce a new product, then the cost drivers would be the number of the new products introduced. This is because the cost driver of an activity determines the associated indirect cost. The third stage is the calculation of cost activity. After find out the significant activity and the cost driver, the management should calculate of the cost activity. The cost of each activity is calculated by appropriating all the indirect and direct costs related to the activity. This is known as the activity-based costing and is a method used to assign the cost of each activity according to actual consumption based on overhead expenses incurred during the activity. The fourth stage is documentations. It is important to keep all documentation report in order to implement activity-based management. It is because it serves as a crucial bridge between planning and operating an activity-based management. A proper documentation records will help the management on taking action and decision regarding the next steps in implementing activity-based management. The last stage is reporting and identification of opportunity to improve. At this stage, the management is required to report to the top management after all the information that have been acquired and analyzed. This information is used to identify and implement process that can improve the company operation or strategies. This is because to complete the stage in the implementation of activity-based management, it is better for the activity being analyzed as it provides more relevant information for the management to make decisions on what is the best for the organization and what is not, in order to achieve the purpose and the objective of the organizations.
My name is Muhammad Hanafi bin Palmat and I will present about application of activity-based management in real practice and also its advantages and disadvantages of those practices. Okay, the first company that I am using the activity-based management system is Fiat Chrysler, or known as Chrysler. Its official website is chrysler.com, and this source I got from Harvard Business Review. So Chrysler is one of the big three automobile manufacturers based in Michigan in the United States of America. So basically it's one of the biggest company of automobile of car in USA. So the big three others consist of General Motors, Ford and Chrysler itself, or known as Fiat Chrysler. So Chrysler is founded in 1935. The Chrysler brand today is primarily focused on minivan, full-size car segment in North. The second company that implement activity-based management is Safety-Kleen Incorporated. So their official website is safetykleen.com. So Safety-Kleen Systems Incorporated is a company based in Texas, in the USA, also US, that provides services such as collecting and recycling oil, providing industrial cleaning and handling industrial resources waste. So basically, their main job is providing industrial cleaning. In addition, their products include cleaning equipment, antifreeze and coolant, windshield cleaner, and also refined oil products. Okay, so next I'm going to present about advantages that those companies gonna get after implementing the ABM and also ABC. So the main advantages that those companies gonna get is, first, they can identify the real nature of cost behavior and helps in reducing costs, and also identify activity which do not add value to the product. And next, they're gonna get accurate product cost and better decision making. Okay, for Safety-Kleen, first, Safety-Kleen process and recycle the waste from their customer at lowest cost. Simply because they did not know the true cost of its services and product. Top manager always not satisfied with their revenue. So basically, the top manager did not satisfy with their revenue is because they always provide their customer with the lowest cost because they didn't know the real cost of it. So after that, Safety Clean decided to implement ABC, also ABM, since the company needed much more detailed information about its operational costs, including how much processing, shipping, and handling a given batch of materials will cost at each plant to avoid this matter prolonged. So during that year, Safety Clean reaped more than 12.7 million in cost savings, cost avoidance, and increased revenues more than 14 times its investment in the program. So that's for Safety Clean. And next is Chrysler. Chrysler began implementing the ABC in 1991. The system has generated $100 million in benefits by helping simplify product designs and eliminates unproductive, inefficient, or redundant activities. And the benefits have been 10 to 20 times greater than the company's investment in the program. At some sites, the savings have been 50 to 100 times the implementation cost. Since the calculation of cost of the product is more accurate, this is the reason that lead why Chrysler can make a decision what is the most suitable price for them to sell their product. As we know that activity-based management, after we implement the activity-based management, they can get accurate product cost and better decision making. So Safety Clean and Chrysler has felt those advantages. Okay, so next I'm going to present about disadvantages of implementing ABC and also ABM to those companies. That is Safety Clean and also Chrysler. So the main disadvantages is that it's expensive, complex, new system and also major difficulties. So let's start with Safety Clean. Safety Clean only apply ABC in 7 out of their 11 of their recycling plant. So why is that? Simply because it's expensive. So next, many employees from frontline workers to seniors manager resisted. They feared ABM would change the existing power structure. Of course, everyone would fear of changing to something new. So next, more than 18,000 Chrysler employees have attended on one of the company's formal ABC training courses, and this will cost a lot of expenses to Chrysler. So basically, we know Chrysler and also Safety Clean is a big company. So for a big company, they must have a huge amount of workers. So to implement a new system, they must teach and train all of those employees. So next for Chrysler, some of managers from Chrysler and also Safety Clean resisted to implement because they know the new system has tremendous amount of work. Of course, implementing a new system has a tremendous amount of work. So lastly, activity-based costing and management actually need a lot of amount of work. Again, since it's involved in estimate cost of activity pools and to identify and measure cost drivers to serve as cost allocation basis. So before we state that new system has tremendous amount of work, but then new system and also ABC has actually maybe need a double lot of work.
Now we move on to the recommendation and solution. So we have 5 problems here. Which first, lack of understanding of the system. So we suggest that the company must have employee training and consultation. Okay, next we have failure to create a dedicated project team. So the solution is we has post the senior management to potential benefits of ABM through visit to other successful company via. Okay, next we have the reports are too long and unreadable. So how to solve it, and which we need to avoid complexity when possible. Also use graphic and summary figures as the primary report. Okay, next we have some party are adversely affected and a high degree of disbelief in the new number develops. So we need to hold feedback session to gather criticism, concerns and problems with the ABM system from affected manager. And last but not least, we have no significant activities found and inaccurate assignment of cost. So how to solve it is we need to focus on the right level of details and involve employees in the selection of activities and cost driver. That's all for me.
Okay, to conclude, ABM still can be made relevant in the industry as it helps in the management decision making. To achieve the success of ABM, management must prepare to overcome the hurdles in implementing the system. Management also has to understand that ABM implementation may vary from one firm to another. Only with full integration of ABM that can ensure that all parties can enjoy the benefit of the system and achieving the competitive advantage in the market. That's all from us. Thank you.